everyone! Welcome to my channel. If you love crochet and plants, this project is for you. I'm going to show you how to make a crochet plant hanger. We're going to make a small size, good for a pot that's about 3 to 4 inches wide. There's also a written pattern that includes instructions for 4 different sizes available for sale on my website at lj.com, and I will leave a link in the description for that. For this project, we're going to be using a 4 or 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, a medium weight yarn, need at least 30 grams to do a small size plant hanger, making this a great stash busting project. So any scrap yarn you have laying around, you could always weigh it out to make sure you have 30 grams, enough for the plant hanger. If you have any scratchy yarn, this yarn is actually pretty terrible to touch. Great project for that scratchy yarn that you don't know what else to do with. I'm going to be adding beads. Also, you don't have to add beads, but if you do, you're going to want something with a large hole, maybe about 8 to 10 millimeter hole for the beads. I will mention if you are adding beads, a smaller hook is actually pretty helpful for that part. And then a yarn needle and a pair of scissors. Okay, to begin, leave about a foot long tail, you'll see why later, and make a slip knot. Insert your hook, and now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch into the first chain to close a loop, and we will be working in the round. You can also do a magic circle here if you prefer that method. And starting round 1, we will chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and this counts as our first double crochet. Now, working into the center, we will do 3 more double crochet, and this is US terminology, so that's a yarn over, insert through the center of the loop you made, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2. We're doing 2 more double crochet. Okay, so you should have 4, because that chain 3 is our first, and then we did 3 more. And now chain 3, and do 4 more double crochet right through the center. I'll just note that I am working around my tail end here, just so it's partially woven in already. Okay, chain 3, and do another 4 double crochet into the center. Chain 3, and slip stitch into that third chain, which is kind of like the top of our first double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3. Do a slip stitch. Okay, and this is what you should have. I'm going to pull this tail bit to tighten our center. Great. Okay, so we want to start round 2 in this corner space here. So what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch through the top of these double crochet and then into the corner space. So insert through that top of that double crochet and just slip stitch and work your way over. And do one into that corner space. Alright, once you're here, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet 1 into that same space, chain 3, and double crochet 2 more into that same space. And this is how we're going to do all the corners. That chain 3 will always count as our first double crochet, and the corners are going to have 2 double crochet, 3 chain, 2 double crochet. Okay, now we're working across to the next corner, and we're going to do 1 double crochet in each of those 4 stitches. That first one is pretty close, so make sure you get that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we will do the corner sequence, like I said here. 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 2 more. Okay, and just repeat that all the way around, doing 1 double crochet in each of these stitches, and then the corner sequence, and then 4 more double crochet at the end. Be a little tricky working into these stitches that we slip stitch through. I like to go right in through there, kind of like through the slip stitch and the stitch. Yarn is super squeaky today. If your yarn is squeaky, you can always rub your hook through your hair. Little trick, little crochet hack there. Okay, at the end of round 2, we will slip stitch again into that 1, 2, 3rd chain here, like so. And this is what you should have at the end of round 2. We're making a triangle, and we're gonna do a very similar thing for the next round, and we will slip stitch to that corner space again. So that would be 1 into the stitch here, and then 1 slip stitch into the corner space. Okay, round 3, chain 3, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the corner sequence, the 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in each of these stitches until the next corner. Okay, so that's 1 and 2, chain 3, 2 more into the corner space, one double crochet in each across this side. So that should be 8 in total, because we have 2 from this corner, 2 from this corner, and 4 in the middle. So that's 8 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, corner sequence, 2 double crochet, chain 3, and 2 double crochet. Okay, so just repeat that all the way around. We end round 3 again with a slip stitch into the 3rd chain. This is what the end of round 3 looks like. We're going to do one more round just like this, so slip stitch to the corner. 1, should be 2 slip stitches to get to the corner. Chain 3. Do your corner sequence, so that's 1 double crochet, 2, chain 3, and 2 more. And again, work across here, doing 1 double crochet in each stitch. And at this point, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There should be 12 double crochet across each side of your triangle. This is the end of round 4 for a small size pot. Now if you have your chosen pot, you can put it on top of here to make sure it's going to fit. Oop. It's kind of blurry, but it's a little bit bigger, which is actually what you want because most pots are a little bit wider at the top. So you want your base to be just slightly, the base of your project to be slightly wider than the pot you wish to hang. And now to work up the sides of our plant hanger, we will again slip stitch to the corner space. Okay, this is round 5 now that we're starting. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do the same thing at the corners still. So double crochet 1 more. So that's 2 double crochet. Chain 3. Two more double crochet. And now we're going to do a double crochet in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, double crochet in the next 6 stitches. And that first one is kind of close to the corner, so don't miss that one right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, split the yarn there, 5, 6. And then we're going to skip 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to double crochet in the last 6 stitches. So you should have 6, skip 4, and then you should have 6 more. And when I say skip, we're literally just skipping over. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to mark that 5th stitch with my thumb so I know exactly where I'm going. And you should fit 6 more double crochets here. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then do the corner sequence. 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 more double crochet. And just repeat that all the way around. Should be the same on all sides. And see how now that kind of like curved up our side a little bit? It might be a little wonky, but it's okay. Once the plant is in there, any imperfections and wonkiness are going to go away. So just continue with the 1 double crochet in the next 6, skip 4, 1 double crochet in the next 6, corner space, all the way around. Okay, there should be a big hole there, just FYI. Now round 6 and 7 are going to be a repeat of round 5. Start by slip stitching over to the corner, chain 3, do the corner sequence, and you're going to repeat doing 1 double crochet in the next 6, skip 4, 1 double crochet in the next 6, and we're just going to repeat round 5 for round 6 and 7. And I will meet you at the end of round 7. Here's the end of round 7. There should be 3 holes where we skipped those 4 stitches. Right there, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now it looks a little wonky, but once the planter is in there, it looks fine. Okay, now to start round 8, we will slip stitch to the corner. Chain 1 and do 1 single crochet into that corner space. Okay, now we're gonna make long chains. So we want to chain about 100. You could do more or less depending on how long you want this to hang, but I feel like 100 is good for this size. So go ahead and chain 100 and try to be as consistent as you can with your chain sizes so that it hangs evenly. Okay, that was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you have your chain of 100, what we're going to do is go back to that corner space we started in and single crochet 1 into that corner space. And then we're going to single crochet across this section, 1 single crochet in each stitch. It should be 16 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. We're right at the center, so it'll be 8 on each side, making 16. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then again, we'll do 1 more into the corner space, chain 100, come back down into the corner space, and repeat what we just did all the way around. You should have 3 of these. 3 little hangy chains. Okay, finishing off round 8, you should have chain of 100 on each corner. Do your last 16 stitches on the edge and slip stitch into that first single crochet we did. Okay, and here you can cut your yarn, leave a long enough tail so that you have an end to weave in, and I always just pull this through that last loop, and then I will bring it to the center. Just coming through this single crochet, pulling it through so it's on the inside, and I will weave that in later. And this is where you would want to add beads if you want to do so. So I'll just show you one. Depending on the size of the hole of your bead, you can probably use your 4mm hook. Grab the loop end of your chain and just pull this through. And you can pull out all the way down to the bottom, or you could have halfway up, or you could just get a little creative there with the type of beads you choose and how many, and have some fun with that. Again, you want a bead with a pretty wide center hole. So let's just measure right now because I have my ruler here. So this hole is approximately 8mm. I feel like that's a good size so that you can use your 4mm hook and pull this through, and it's like just the right amount of width that the bead won't slip, and so it can like hang at any height, which is kind of fun. I'm going to be adding a smaller bead onto mine. Now this bead hole is only about 4mm across, so naturally the 4mm hook like just barely fits it because it's also 4mm. This is where a 2mm hook will come in very handy because you can fit that on your hook and the yarn will still pull through there. It's gonna be a little bit tighter, but it works. Voila. So the next step is to gather these 3 loops that are going to hang our plant hanger, and we're going to crochet a ring to hold them all together now. So grab your hook and a new piece of yarn, and I'll zoom in. Begin with a slip knot. Insert your hook and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now starting in the second chain from your hook, we're going to do a single crochet and 3 more, so 4 single crochet. And now we will chain 1, turn work, and do 1 single crochet in each stitch. So we're just doing 4 single crochet across, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, turn work, and just do 18 rows of 4 single crochet. Okay, here's my 18 rows of single crochet. It's a little twisty, but no big deal. What we're going to do now is take our 3 loop ends from our plant hanger, we're going to put them together, and we're going to sew them in the top ring. So you want to chain 1 here, and we have the 2 ends lined up. And I'm just going to do a slip stitch join where I pick up, you can pick up either 1 or 2 loops here, but definitely make sure you're picking up loops from both sides. and slip stitch. We have 4 stitches, so that's 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you can cut your yarn and pull that tail through your last loop to secure it. Okay, and now we can weave in the ends. I always use a yarn needle for weaving in my ends. And you can do this a couple different ways. I like to go back and forth through the seam a little bit, just so that it is stronger. And then maybe I'll work through some of these stitches too. And go back and forth a couple of times because you don't want this part unweaving. I'm going to work through some of that yarn too. There's no specific way to do this or what stitches to go through, but just make sure it is strong and weave both ends in. And then once you've done that, you can flip your ring inside out so that the seam is on the inside. Now you can weave in this end here, same way. Bring it to the inside of the work and just weave it back and forth with your yarn needle in this section. But this bottom tail, remember we made a 12-inch tail here. So what we're going to do with that is with your hook, go up through one of these corner spaces and bring that tail through like this. Okay, we're going to incorporate this into the bottom tassel. Okay, now what you want to do is grab some yarn and go the same length as our tail here, but we actually want to double it and then cut at this end here. Okay, so we're going to have a couple pieces that are the same length. I'm going to do 2 more. It doesn't need to be exact. We're going to trim it at the end. Okay, so now I have 3 strands, and we're going to put it through the bottom of the work here. So where this piece is sticking out, insert your hook through that corner space, and then we're going to come out in between the 4 double crochet in round 1. Can you see that? So I'm going to insert my hook through the corner space that our tail is sticking out of, and then right halfway between the cluster on that side, and go ahead and pull half of that yarn through. So only half, so that we have half sticking out one side, half sticking out the other side. Make sure they're about the same length. And so you have 3 on one side and actually 4 on the other, including the tail, and go ahead and just make a double knot. All right, one less end to weave in. And now you can add more beads here if you want, or you could skip this part entirely. Also, if you don't want a tail, I think it looks better with the beads, so if you don't have any, maybe just skip it, or braid it, or get creative and do something else. But if you're going to add some more beads, go ahead and do that. And it might be a little tricky to get the 6 strands. I feel like bigger beads are better for this part. I'm just going to add that 1, and then the way I finish it off is just by making another knot here. And so You would just bring this up, make a loop, pull the ends through. I always like push this up while I pull the other end. Oop, make sure you have all the ends. That way, if you push, there won't be any space up here. You want it to be tight, right? And then you can go ahead and trim. All right, all done. Let's have a look at our plant hanger. Oh yeah, I gotta weave that in. And here's my finished plant hanger. I hope you all liked my tutorial. Let me know in the comments how it went, and if you have any questions or concerns. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like this video and stay up to date for my newest projects.